Okay, we're going to get started with Chef Ace Champion. Chef is a celebrity chef who is bringing a taste of the deep South to northern Wisconsin. Ace Champion settled into the Green Bay area after a 15-year career as a semi-pro football player. Champion's second appearance for the Blessing of the Grapes at Champion Shrine follows an appearance on the Today Show, September 5th of 2019, where he opened the NFL season with a rivalry Bears-Packers cook-off with a Chicago-based chef. In addition to appearances on the Food Channel, Ace's own show, Cook Like a Champion, is now available in 16 states, reaching an estimated 20 million viewers. As a chef, Ace has won numerous awards nationally and internationally, and is the author of 8 Steps to Your Perfect Meal and Cook Like a Champion, Infusion Cooking with Ace. That came out in October of 2018. Ace credits his faith in God and the love of his family for his many successes, and just a testimony to many of the good things that he does. He does a lot of donations for our local community, and we are grateful for his presence in it. So if you could all welcome Ace Champion.
Testing. Everybody hear me okay? Awesome. Thank you guys all for coming to second year of Blessing on the Grapes. Truly an honor and a blessing to be here. I remember when Corrine called me last year, she says, "Is your name really Ace Champion?" And I said, "Yeah, it is." So I thought it was pretty epic to be named Ace Champion, to come to a city called Champion, to be at the Blessings of the Grapes at the Champion Shrine, and wait for it, I'm also blessed that over here at Mona Rose Winery, I just came out with 2 wines, and guess what they're called? Champion wines. Yeah. So make sure you stop over there and get a tasting of the Peach on the Beach and Cabernet Sauvignon. Today I'm going to be doing a demo, which is one of my award-winning recipes. It is a cherry cream apple pie with a caramel rum peach sauce. So it's basically 2 layers, a layer of apple pie, a layer of cream cheese, and a layer of cherry pie too. So before we get started, I just want to share with you guys just a little bit of mind food. How many people like to cook in the house today? All right. I challenge you, if you don't like to cook, get into the kitchen and cook. The only way you can truly dictate your health is what you put into your mouth, right? And the only way you can do that is if you put the ingredients together one by one. A lot of people that tell me they don't like to cook, it's really that they don't like to cook, it's just they're bad at it, you know? And if you're bad at doing something, of course you don't like to do it. But in order to get good at something that you're bad at is to do what? Practice. Anybody in the house ever seen my cooking show? Nope, I went through this last year and no one raised their hand, so it's all good. I do have a cooking show. Ironically, guess what it's called? Cook Like a Champion. It's on every Saturday at 12:30 locally to the Green Bay area on CW14. So basically my philosophy is always positive. I'm a firm believer that what you think about, you actually attract into your situation. So if I have a negative attitude, if I'm complaining about something, I'm only asking for more of it, and I'm only attracting more of it. So it's very, very important that when you're in the kitchen, you have a positive attitude so you can get a positive result. Another quick technique that I'll share with you too, and then I'll jump right in, is I do a technique called recipe research. How many people, when they're looking for a new recipe, actually research multiple recipes? All right. Women, it's just like when you're shopping, you don't just go on the first website, at least not my wife. She's like 5 different websites. She's calling, asking questions. Then she makes a decision. Do the recipe research, pick out the ingredients that you like, take away the ingredients that you don't like, and then how many people read reviews? Very important. When you're looking at the recipe, those reviews are people who've done that. They'll tell you if the recipe's good. They'll tell you if the recipe's bad. So make sure you guys do that. So this is an open concept. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to raise your hand. We are filming, so this will be on my cooking show. So if anyone wants to be a celebrity and get their face, just stay in your seat. It's not for you today. No, I'm just kidding. You can come up here. If you guys have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them for you. Just raise your hand and I'll be more than happy to answer them. So the first thing that we'll get started, is we want to create our base. And I know there's some grandmas out there that are probably talking about me underneath their breath because they have the perfect pie crust recipe. But this is a pretty complex recipe, so I'm just using a pre-made pie crust, but at least put it in a pie plate. Because then you can tell all your people that you made it and they have no idea that you didn't, right? And I love cooking with glass too. Glass is a really good heat conductor and it's really, really good when you're making pies. So we're just gonna put that pie crust right in there, and that's actually our base. And then we're gonna go ahead and start on our filling. Turn that on low. And then we're gonna use some apples. Now I know there's probably some grandma, who loves to make apple pies, first of all? Any apple pie lovers? Yeah, I tried to go into an actual apple pie recipe with a bunch of grandmas from Oneida. They smoked me. I didn't even place in the top 20, so I know you guys are the real deal. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna peel this apple, and I know most times you do an apple pie, you peel it, but a lot of your nutrients is in your skin too as well. And I guarantee you, after I smother this with a little bit of rum and peach wine and sugar, you're never gonna know that it has a skin on it. So what I do is I just cut around the core, just like so, and then that way I don't have to have one of those little fancy cores, you know. Proper way to hold a knife, everybody else knows, 3 fingers underneath the handle, index fingers on the blade, thumbs on the blade. Anybody know what this is called in my left hand? The bear claw, or the claw. You saying the bears around here, are you still salty? It's all good. Yeah, the claw is to keep you from cutting your fingertips, so you always want to curl them. So all I'm gonna do is just cut, and then always, whenever I'm cutting, I'm always cutting on a slicing motion, and I'm gonna add that to my skillet, just like so. And I'm just going to use about 2 apples. I like to use Red Delicious, but by all means, I know some people use Brayburn. I would stay away from Macintosh, which are excellent for making applesauce, but they tend to get a little bit too mushy, and you don't want that. You want a nice crunch. And I know traditionally when you would make apple pie, you would put all your ingredients into here, but we're going to be doing it just a little bit different, because we want to be different. Any questions so far? No? All right. Anybody watch the Today Show the other day? No? We got one person. At least that's more than my original cooking show. All right. I guess we don't have a lot of TV watchers. It's all good. And I'm just going to do a half of one of this. So how this recipe came about is I was doing a cooking class, and I couldn't figure out which is more of a staple in Wisconsin, the apple pie or the cherry pie. Both are notorious in Wisconsin. What was that? Both of them are, right. And when I was in college, I've seen them make it, and it didn't look good at all. It was purple. The flavors were all over the place because they mixed them both together. So I didn't want to do that. So I said, I wonder if I create a layer of just the apple pie and then the cherry pie so you can take them separate. Then I came in the daunting task of how am I going to separate them? Well, I talked to one of these Wisconsinites, and the first thing they said was cream cheese. So apparently you guys like cream cheese in Wisconsin, right? Which was perfect. So that's how I got the cherry cream apple pie. So now I have about 2.5 cups of apples. I'm adding in about 1/2 cup of brown sugar. And I like to use the dark brown sugar because it's heavy on the molasses, and the molasses is going to help get that nice caramelized flavor on there. And you can add some cinnamon and stuff like that to really, really jazz it up, or you can kind of just leave it as is. And I don't like to add any water or any liquid to it because as you cook the apples, the actual water will release from the apples. So now you already start with kind of like an apple brown sugar sauce. Can you guys see that? Yeah, you guys can see that. What do you guys think of this new facility? I was outside last year. I didn't mind it outside, but it's a lot more cooler in here, let me tell you. So now that that's pretty much done, I'm going to add that right to the bottom, and that is actually my base layer. And then I'm going to take some of this good old Wisconsin cream cheese. I see all your eyes lighting up because I got the cream cheese. How many people has ever eaten cream cheese just like this on a Saturday night watching a movie? Just a couple, huh? I know when I moved out here in Louisiana, I was blown away. They were like, what, you guys don't do cheese in Louisiana? I'm like, yeah, on our burgers, maybe a grilled cheese. I've never had a party where it was just cheese, all the cheese tastings. Or cheese for breakfast, there's a new one. So I'm actually going to add this whole 12 ounces to it. And I hear you saying wow and all that. But remember, this is a whole pie. This is not just for one person. Or is it? I don't know. Yeah. This is meant to be sliced and ate. So in reality, you're only getting about 2.5 ounces apiece. Now everybody's upset now. They want more cream cheese. And use the softened cream cheese too as well. I made the mistake the first time and I did the hard cream cheese, and it's just so hard to spread. So now I'm going to go ahead and add in my cherries. What was that? I keep thinking I'm hearing people talking. That's all right. You guys ever have voices in your head before? No? Sometimes. And then I'm going to add just a little bit of brown sugar to that and just a touch of white sugar. My wife's Polish, so I know brown and white go together pretty well. Just saying. And then I just want to thicken that up a little bit, so I'll just add just a little bit of flour. And you can do the same with the apples too. My apples were pretty dry. If you ever get apples that are really, really watery, you can thicken that up with a little bit of flour, just like you would normally do. Yes, ma'am? Oh, freshly frozen. I didn't get a chance to make it up to Door County, I'm sorry. But yes, fresh cherries would work excellent. Even though I'm not a fan of frozen food, I do like frozen fruit. Sometimes frozen fruit can actually be fresher than the fresh fruit because as soon as they pick it off the vine, they flash freeze it right away. Versus a lot of times you might not get that fruit. It's been, by the time it hits the truck and hits the grocery store, you have no idea how long that fruit's actually been going on. All right. So now we're going to take that cherry and put that right on top of the cream cheese. This is when you all go, mmm. There you go. Now you're working with me. All right. All right. So before we get started on the sauce, I'll take some of that not grandma's pie crust and put that on there. I know, you should see the look on some of the grandmas. They get so mad at me. I'm like, hey, I can't do everything from scratch.
Did you have softened cream cheese or the whipped cream?
Whipped cream cheese. Yep, whipped.
Is this recipe going to be made available to us?
Yes, Corinne. Where's Corinne? Oh, yes. Corinne. Corinne. Is this recipe going to be available?
Yes, it will.
Yes.
We're putting it on our website and also on all of our social media.
There you go. So just do the Champion Shrine website and they'll do that. So then now I'm just going to put the lid right on the pie, just like that. And for those of you guys can't see me, I know you see these two big screen TVs right there. And then you're just going to just work the pie crust right around, just like so. And then anybody ever crimped before? You guys know what I mean by crimp? You don't have to do it. I mean, it's strictly for presentation. It's not going to make the pie cook any better. But I'm a firm believer that presentation is everything, right? If people judge you by the way you look when you don't dress right, what makes you think they won't judge your food? They might not say it to your face, but man, let me tell you, I realized the true nature of my food when I start charging people. I was like, wow, everyone loved it until I started charging them $60 a plate. So crimping, you just take, it's like making a Pac-Man. You just take your left finger and your right finger and you just put it in between and you just slightly pinch, just like so. And just work your way all around the pie crust. And this is just going to add a little bit of presentation, which is great because people eat with their eyes, right? So if they see something that looks really, really good, they're going to be salivating over it. They're going to make up their mind that it's really, really good. And then when they actually do taste it, it's just going to be heaven. Versus if it looks bad, they're going to be making up in your mind that this is not going to be good. And even if it's great, it still won't be as good. All right, so now we're going to make the caramel sauce. I do want to do one thing because she was just on me all day today. Where is the lady from Ukraine that's birthday is tomorrow? Where is she? Get on up here. I wasn't going to let her come up here because she's been bragging about how good of a cook. And I'm like, you're going to try to take my show off, are you? So I'm going to have her flambe for me just because I know they don't flambe in the UK. Or do they? Do they flambe where you're from?
Ukraine.
Ukraine. Do they flambe?
Yeah.
You,
I don't know how I can help.
okay. I'm just going to have you flambe, and then she's going to blow out the flambe. All right. So we're just going to start off with the sauce. I'll walk you through it. You ever made a caramel sauce before?
Yeah, you caramelize.
Look, she's already trying. You're supposed to say no, Ace. Teach me how. Okay.
Then I will pretend.
Oh, pretend. There you go. There you go. So I'm adding in about a cup
And butter.
of sugar. Of vodka. Oh yeah, they do vodka in the U. We do whiskey out here, our rum.
Whiskey.
Yeah. So all I'm doing right now.
This will be not sauce if you put whiskey. It will be something different.
Oh yeah. Well, see, I told you. I knew it was gonna happen. So now I'm just waking up the sauce. Or waking up the sugar. I'm not trying to cook it. So now, are you left-handed or right-handed?
Right.
Right-handed. So which hand would you grab the skillet with?
This.
There you go. You know why you don't grab it with your right hand if you're right-handed? You always want your dominant hand free to do all the other work. It doesn't take much effort to do this, right?
Yeah.
So you're going to push the sugar all the way to the back.
You want to do this.
Yep. We're going to turn that up.
This way.
And then you're going to add probably about a quarter cup of rum.
How I can measure? Oh.
No, you're fine.
Because
No measure. We don't measure in Louisiana. So just eyeball it. But wait. Always if you flambe at home, pull it away from the fire.
Oh.
Never pull liquor over an open
maybe you
fire.
show me. I will.
Yeah, no, I'm telling you. Just put, I'll tell you when. Put it right here. Keep going.
Okay.
All right, that's good.
It was right.
Now you're gonna slightly tilt it. There it is. There it is. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. What's your name? Happy birthday, Helen. Dear Helen.
Oh my.
Happy birthday to you and the Mother Mary. Now blow it out and make a wish.
For peace in the world and for full peace in the world.
For more peace in the world. I like it. Awesome.
Words, just peace in the world.
Just peace in the world.
Peace, all peace in the world. No
Okay.
words.
What she said.
Yeah.
All right. Let's give her a hand clap, you guys. Awesome. Thank you. I'll take it from here. Awesome. Happy birthday.
Hope I helped.
Thank you. No, you did good. You did good. Awesome. So now I have that in there. I'm going to now add in a little bit of my new peach wine. And the beautiful thing about this sauce is you don't have to, even if you don't like the wine or anything like that, which I don't know why you wouldn't, you can definitely use apple juice. Any other kind of juice would work really, really well. So obviously I'm using my new peach wine. So rule of thumb, half goes in the wine, another half goes in the stomach, right? Yes. It is sanitary. These were blessed grapes, so we're all good. We're all good. So if you're looking at it and it ever looked like it's trying to burn on you, add a little bit more sugar. Or if it looks like it's too thin, the sugar is your thickening agent. So we're just going to add it on there because Miss Ukraine did add a little bit too much rum in there. But it's all good. All right. Any questions so far? And don't, oh, yes, ma'am. Because I'm adding so much flavor to it, and that's just my favorite apple. If you want to use Granny Smith, use Granny Smith. I know most people use Braeburn, which is excellent. Use Braeburn. I mean, literally, I always tell people when you see a recipe is just a base. Never take a recipe literally. I've had some chefs that won't cook something because it has raisins in it. I'm like, my God, you can take the raisins out. You know that, right? You know? So just know you can alter any recipe that you want to do. So originally, this recipe is kind of like, anybody ever had New Orleans food, Bananas Foster's before? Oh, wow, we got to get you guys cooking, coming to my class now. It's basically a homemade jazzed up caramel sauce. So this recipe is not just made to go over my apple pie. You can pour this over vanilla bean ice cream. You can pour it over your favorite cheesecake. You can pour it over pound cake. Just pour it all over the pound cake. Put it in the refrigerator. Let the caramel get nice and hard and you're good to go. So what we're doing now is we're building the sauce first. And if you guys can see, I don't know if you guys can get that in the camera, there's nice, it's actually foaming. That's what you want. That's how you know it's coagulating. All right. So the last thing that you want to add to this is some good old Wisconsin butter. And please don't use margarine, even if it says I can't believe it's not butter, because it's not butter. This is oil. It's not going to cook the same. It's not going to taste the same. So just add in just what, about a teaspoon of butter to that? That's a teaspoon in Wisconsin. Yeah. That's a fourth of a cup. You know. Yeah, I don't measure. Louisiana, they don't. If you've ever seen Southern cooks, they don't measure. My grandma used to always teach me, oh, put a little nug of that and a pinch of that. I try to do that with my cooking show. I got a lot of bad emails. Like, Ace, no one knows what a pinch or a nug is. So, yeah, it's about a half a stick of butter. So I'm just going to mix that in slowly until it all melts down. So with my pie over here, last thing that I would do is make me an egg wash, which is just one egg. Mix just a little bit of water, whip it up really good, get you a nice pastry brush and brush the whole pie on it. That's going to give it that nice golden brown crust. And then we're just going to slide that in the oven at 350 for about 45 to 50 minutes. Don't worry about is it done or not, because in reality the apple's already cooked and the cherry's already done. You're literally just looking for that crust around the pie. I have learned though with this recipe, don't cut it right away. Have you ever cut an apple pie right out of the oven? It's like cutting lasagna right out of the oven. So what I like to do is refrigerate it for a couple of hours. I know it's going to be hard. You're going to have to slap your hand a couple of times. But refrigerate it. Overnight works best. That way all the flavors settle and you get a nice clean slice. All right. And then they have some samples in the back. Oh, you guys are already eating it. Oh, I love it. I love it. Yeah, so I know obviously I could have made the whole pie, but that was kind of hard for 200 plus people on a roll like that. Yes, so I'm going to say a couple of things. And this pie right here, I don't want to take it home because I'm always giving my kids pies and stuff. And I'm going to actually auction it off. Yeah, so you get to show off and flex your pocket muscles, you know. And I'm actually going to split 50-50 with the Champion Shrine. So you'll be donating to the Champion Shrine and you'll be donating to Ace Champion. And it'll make you feel like a champion. Yeah? There you go. So I just want to leave you guys with a couple notes. Just like I said, very, very important when you guys are out and about to control your thoughts. A lot of people think the war is out there and the battle is out there, but in reality, the war is inside, and it starts with your thoughts. Your thoughts turn into emotions, and your emotions turn into your speaking, and your speaking acts as a weapon if it's not controlled. So start with your thought, and as soon as that negative thought comes in your mind, it could be, I really don't like her, or I can't make this apple pie cherry that Ace made, it's too fancy. All this is negative thoughts. Stop it right away, replace it with the positive thought, and then move forward from that. Yes, you're welcome. I got to auction this off quick. Yes. So we're going to start the bidding off at $10. And I can tell you what's in there is worth more than $10, and I paid $5 for the pie plate. So you're getting a steal. So, and don't make me walk away with this pie. At least somebody give me $10 for it. $10 over here? Oh, he's got 10 already, so you got to go higher than 10. Uh-oh, he's like, my allowance won't let me. He's trying. 15? 15 over there? All right. Yeah? Everyone's watching. Everyone's like this now. They want to make sure they don't accidentally wipe their nose or anything like that. 16. Oh, he's going to nickel and dime me right here. $16 for this cherry cream apple pie. $20 in the back. $20 in the back over here. We got two 20s. I don't know how that's going to work. 25 back there, 25. Yeah, 30? $30. You just donated $15 to the Champion Shrine, and now I think I can put my kids through college now. $30. $30 going once? $35. What did you say, $10,000, sir? Oh my God, no. 35 back here to this young gentleman right here. $40 in the back, $40 in the back. I love it. $40 in the back. They're quiet over there. $40 in the back, going once. 50? $50 in the back. I love it. $50 in the back. Just donated $25 to the Champion Shrine. They're going to need a lot more than that, let me tell you, for the building they just built here. $60 back here in the back. I love it. I get $80 back there. Let's raise this money. See, I knew all I had to do was just walk around with it like Vanna White. $80 in the back, cherry cream apple pie. You can, and I even have some extra caramel sauce in the back that I'll throw in with the bottle too as well. $80. $80 going once. $80 going twice. What was the name? Who said 80? Oh, I was like, don't get quiet on me now. What's your name? Bonnie. $80 going once, $80 going twice. I just sold it to Bonnie for $80. Awesome. Thank you guys all. God bless.